What's going on, guys, and welcome to Mountain Motorsports in Roswell. And that beautiful black and red motorcycle is a 2016 Ducati Monster 1200R, and it's going to get a first ride today. My God, this thing looks good. Can we please proceed? Alrighty, ladies and gents, another beautiful freaking Ducati. This time we've got a 2016 Monster 1200R. This one's actually pretty cool because I just recently started a Ducati Monster build in my garage. I've got a 2009 1100. Very excited to get it built back, so I get to contrast it with this brand new model. This is the 1200. Now, I have done the 821 Monster, and I felt like it had a lot of character, but I had to just give it all the engine all the time. Hopefully I won't have to on this one. God, I don't like this big old thing. I can't even... Oh, yes please. Let's get these things adjusted. Wow, can that not go down any farther? So that one's pointless. One thing I don't like about the Monsters is the handlebars cannot go very far over. That's as far over as the handlebars can go. I mean, I get it. You got the Olin steering damper and all, but I still wish I could turn it a little more like the handlebars. Seating position is not as upright as you would think. I'm a little farther over. I'm not like sport bike leaned over, but I am definitely not upright. I'm definitely not all the way leaned over. You got kind of a middle ground here. I do want to get it in the lowest mode first. So I'm sure, what does this button do? Oh, it's like the Panigale screen. RIP. Urban. Engine low, DCT6, which is traction control and ABS in 3. Okay. Oh, interesting. The whole thing changes when you're in urban mode. I'm liking it. Alright, so we're in the lowest mode. We should be able to have the goodest time. You know, for such a big engine bike, you wouldn't think it would be maneuverable. And at low speeds, it's not. It's not good at all. The seat's actually pretty big. I don't fit in the entire seat. I feel like the seat belongs to somebody that's way bigger than me, and I'm just kind of like a little guy just sitting in the seat. Wow. Man, if you told me a Monster felt like this, I would not have believed you at all. This bike feels strong. I don't really know what that means. I think that might be partly because it's such a big bike, and I feel like I'm sitting in the bike. You know, I've got the big old gas tank that comes down, and I'm reaching over that gas tank and kind of laid across the bike. It gives me this feeling of like it's just this big thing. It was slightly heavy when I was moving around the dealership, though. I will note that. When you get it going, though, it does not take a lot of input, and the whole bike just falls over to the side. That's that's pretty much the perfect combination to have a big engine with flickiness, with agility. Brimbos for days. Man, I like that screen. That is some fancy stuff. I feel like I got my own little tablet to control the motorcycle. Clutch feels good. The clutch engagement feels about where I would like it to be. Ooh, brake lever in a good spot. I recently rode the Hyper Motard, and the brake lever is so far down, I feel like I had to pivot my leg differently to press on it at all. I can't stand that. The brake lever in here feels exactly where it should be. Let's get it out of urban mode real quick and get it into touring. Man, that screen is really nice. So to change modes, I'm just hitting that little middle dial, the little gray one in the middle. Hit that, the screen comes up, hit it multiple times, you change. Let's see what the blinkers feel like. Blinkers aren't bad. They're not great, but I wish they were a little more tactile. Yeah, you lean the bike over and you can start to feel the weight that the bike has. It kind of goes away when it's going, but when you're stuck still, you feel it. Oh, I can almost flat foot it, but my legs have to go out like really far. And when my legs come in, I can start to feel the heat from the engine. It's not the greatest of things, especially in the summertime. I bet that's going to get hot as hell. But I mean, I'm 5'10", so I'm a slightly, I don't think I'm technically short, but I'm like average height, so it's not bad. The shifting feels pretty good, actually. It gives you that little hit, but it doesn't feel squishy, and it doesn't make you like kick the shit out of it to actually work. Alright, so we got the highway coming up. I'm gonna see if I can change modes on the go. See if I can change it into sport mode. Oh wow, I didn't even let off the throttle. Wow, that's pretty cool. And naked bikes typically aren't that great on the highway, but with a 1200 engine, especially in the R model, I'm pretty excited. I think this is going to be pretty good. I know this engine will be able to like be fine on the highway. I'm kind of worried about wind resistance. Alright, so you can see traction control is down to 2, ABS down to 1, so it looks like sport is just minimal as far as the electronic rider aids. I'm okay with traction control. I've been in many positions where I wish I had it. I like the throttle. I like the throttle a lot. When I expect the gas to come on, the gas comes on. It doesn't have too much free play. I'm digging the steering damper. The only thing I don't like about the steering damper is I tried to mount my little Hero Session like right here and right here, and that steering dampener literally touches everything, so I don't have access. All this bar space, you'd be like, ooh, I can put something there. No, you can't, because that steering damper's like, it's all my space. My space. 2016 Ducati Monster 1200R highway entrance. Exam, test, something? Oh my god, okay, no, we're not gonna do that. Holy shit. I gave this bike a little bit of throttle, and it felt like not only my weight, but the whole weight of the motorcycle just flew on back. This is where I wish I had slightly better mirrors, because I can't see anything. You know, the wind's not bad. It's one of those bikes where the wind hits me on my chest, which makes it easier to deal with. 6,500. Oh, yep, still throws you straight back. You jump over 100 like it's nothing. Woo! You are going to get fatigued on the highway. I wonder if I can tuck in. I mean, that does actually help. I'm glad it has a little hump on the seat, because otherwise I will be sliding off of this bike. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love that so much. It handles wind up to about 70, but then you're going to be degrading your how comfortable the bike is after that. Yeah, I wish the rear brake would do a little more. I know it's a Brembo. I kind of expect more out of the rear brake. God, look how fast it gets to 6 grand. It's like instant. That's insane. Oh, no. No, thank you, Ducati Monster. I would not prefer to wheelie today. Oh, I gotta be careful with that. My God. like the engine braking is like the money spot for how I like engine braking. Like, it's not obtrusively powerful, but it's there and you know it. The second you give it engine, it's like, roar. Oh my god, what the hell was that? It wasn't even a lot of gas. Two things that I'm most surprised about this bike is the flickability, the like agility back and forth, and how controllable the power is. God, the bike does not want to keep the front wheel down. These monsters, man, they are really growing on me. I cannot wait to finish my monster build. Why did that blink? That was weird. You know, a thing I'm surprised about is the dash. Like, we're in full sunlight. You guys can see not a cloud in the sky, and I can see the screen totally fine. I know I've seen some people say that the screens are a little hard to see in bright daylight, but I mean, like, that's full sun. No problem at all. So it's super bright. You're not gonna have a problem with that. You know what this bike makes me feel like? It makes me feel like it is solid. It is a finalized, finished product. I ride some bikes sometimes where you saw where the manufacturer was going with it, and then they were like, okay, that's good enough. We'll just like slap the rest of the stuff on and call it a day. This bike makes me feel like Ducati thought about every single screw, every single piece of metal, every piece of plastic. It feels like it was all considered in making this machine. And as like, okay, yeah, duh, as that sounds, so many bikes don't feel like that. It feels like the manufacturer just did as much as they needed to and then they called it a day. And what's cool is I'm in sport mode right now, and if I don't want to crank the throttle, I've just got it there for me and I can use it when I want it. Some bikes are so twitchy. This bike has a crazy sized engine, and look, I'm in the fastest mode it has, and I'm still able to very easily control the bike. I just throttle on a little bit and I'm good. The power comes on in the right way. Man, I dig this bike a lot more than I thought I would, because you know, I saw this bike and I saw it at 1200, and I'm just not a really big fan of really big bikes. I kind of like smaller bikes. It's got a lot of the positives of a smaller bike, but it's got a crazy awesome engine that puts the power on in such a controllable manner. What I like more about this than I did the 821 Monster is, for one, I mean, this one's all polished up. This is a 1200R. You've got the upgraded suspension. You got Brembo brakes all over the place. But you also have the correct amount of engine that I feel like a Monster needs. A Monster is a heavier bike. You are going to need more engine to push the Monster around. But I feel like this is like that money zone, that 1200. I've got an 1100 at home, so I'm really excited. I can't ride it yet because it's not rideable. Like the bike won't turn on and stuff, but I feel like this is where this is the engine this bike needs. When I was riding the 821 Monster, it felt like it had a lot of character, and I had to just open the hell out of the throttle to really get that bike going. And this bike, I don't have to do that, and it feels like a more composed package, but I feel like it has slightly less character. I don't know why. You know, it might be because I had to try so hard and I was working with the bike to really get excited. And this bike, I don't have to work so hard. It's kind of done for me because there's so much engine. I don't know if that makes sense, man, but that's kind of the way I'm feeling. I don't really like how close everything is to here. Like the button, like everything is in like a 1 inch by 1 inch cube. And I feel like it's hard to be accurate, especially if you got like armored gloves like these. So this bike feels, looks, sounds like when I was a kid and I imagined motorcycles, I might have imagined them as sport bikes, but like the feeling I get out of a bike, that's what I get when I get that kid feeling again when I'm on a naked bike. I don't know what it is, man. Oh, that's one thing I don't like, that recessed key. Like, I hate having to get my finger in there. That's annoying. All right, guys, 2016 Ducati Monster 1200R. This is the upgraded model from the 1200. I'm pretty sure its suspension and brakes are the main thing. Got a big old can on the end. Definitely would have to get rid of that. But I mean, looks wise, kind of looks futuristic. I'll give you a pass. See, this is neat. My fingers fit in there, so if I want to move the bike around, I have a good hold spot. See, little stuff like that, man. I appreciate that. I do notice it has a little belly thing going on down there. Oh, check that out. I didn't even notice that when I was doing the footage of it. I didn't notice there was an R right there. That's really cool. I love the red frames. You know, the front of the Ducati Monster is really growing on me. This light, I see a lot of people upgrade the light, but I feel like that's the iconic piece of this bike. You can see you got the dual disc Brembos up front with the Olin suspension. You got the single-sided swing arm in the back. God, love this bike. Alright guys, so we're going to take a listen to this bike now. If you want to hear the bike with a much better microphone and see some high-definition photos, check out chaseontwowheels.com. I do a blog post for every bike that I do a first start on. But without further ado, we do need to get into neutral. God, here we go. Alright, let's listen to this thing. My God, dude. Such a beast. Oh, at least this is one of those bikes that sounds just like it looks. This bike looks all like big and mean and fat, and it sounds just like that. Oh, I love it. Alright, let's put this thing back in sport mode because that's what I was having the most fun with. So it's not really in the same category, but if you were to compare to this to something like an FZ09, the FZ09 is going to be a ton more affordable for one, but I don't feel like the way the torque is made on the FZ09 is as refined as the way the power is given to you on this bike. I don't know, I like this a lot more. Now granted, like the price bracket that you're looking at, the FZ09 versus this, that's totally different. You can probably get two FZ09s for the price of a 1200R, but that's just what you get when you pay a lot more. You get this kind of mean, refined feeling. So what do I think about the 2016 Monster? You know, it's expensive as shit, but super agile. Way more agile than I would have ever thought of it. The engine is stupidly powerful, but it gives you the power in a very manageable way, even when you're in sport mode. The mirrors are literally pointless. The first thing, if you buy one of these, the first thing you need to do is get rid of those. You literally can't even make them work. Alright, so at the end of the day, who do I think should grab this bike? Well, I don't know, man. This is one of those bikes that you're going to get everything. You got a comfy seat so you can ride it for a long period of time. Highway isn't terrible. I don't know if I would. I'm sure you can get a bigger screen. If you can get a bigger screen, I would definitely say you could tour on this. Stupidly agile, way more than you would expect, so it's going to be fantastic on technical roads, in the mountains, on track days, whatever. As far as commuting, God, it would be great. You got the mode so the bike can be whatever you need it to be on a daily basis. This is just one of those really good overall bikes that it just feels like it checks all the boxes. It's a really refined machine. And guys, as we ride into the sunset, that is pretty much all I've got for you for the 2016 Ducati Monster 1200R. I'm Chase on Two Wheels. This has been a Chase on Two Wheels first ride, and I appreciate you guys spending some time with me and going on this ride. Big shout out to Mountain Motorsports, this time in Roswell, for allowing me to borrow the bike and go do a ride for you guys, so you can know what the bike is like riding it for the first time, so you can decide whether you want to go ride one or not. I will see you guys in the next video or the next first ride on Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays. I'm Chase on Two Wheels, and you guys ride safe. Later.